the journey in writing Exponential Living, Stop Spending 100% of Your Time on 10% of Who You Are, the journey of writing that book honestly began about 15 years ago when Raul Davis said, Sherry, you need to write a book. I mean, there's some things in you. And at the time, I had the tagline, Stop Spending. I had the 9 principles, but I really didn't have the depth yet. And so it's been a long journey. It took 7 years to get my publishing deal with Penguin Random House. But during those 7 years, I cultivated the message. I was able to really spend time with my clients, proving these principles. So when I first started the process, I put together an awful book proposal. I mean, it was awful. And it went out to my agents. And one of my agents, Denise Marcel, called and said, please let me have, over the Thanksgiving holiday. Don't send it to anyone else. Let me read this over the holidays. And so she, true to her word, called back on Monday, and she said, look, this book proposal is awful, but I want to sign you. And I want to sign you for simply this one thing. Stop spending 100% of your time on 10% of who you are. She's like, that's so powerful. That is so powerful, and people need to know how to do that.
I am fortunate enough to be the editor of Exponential Living, and Sherry has such a really strong idea and has such an expressive way of putting it forth that it really, really had an impact on me, and I'm trying to apply it to my own life. And right now I'm going on vacation with my wife, who I promised I would not bring my laptop with me, so I am applying it in that regard.
The 3 main things that people can expect to get from Exponential Living is the how to pursue peace, choose clarity, and live courageously. And over this 15-year journey, what I have found is everything comes back to those 3 simple things. See, every complex problem I have found has a very simple answer. And every problem that I've had over these last 15 years, every problem or challenge or issue that I've worked with my clients on, those are the 3 core things that we focused in on. What do we need to do to pursue peace? What do we need to do to choose clarity? Because it is a choice. I always tell my clients, you can't say I don't know, because we always know. We may not be ready to deal with it. We may not be ready to act on it. We may not be ready to accept it, but we always know. And when we pursue peace and when we choose clarity, that's when we get the courage. That's when we get the courage to make any decision, any change, any choices in our life that are going to make our lives better. Exponential living and these 9 principles are proven through life experiences, through working with high achievers and busy individuals just like you, just like me. I tell people all the time, I'm my first and most important client. So the journey to write this book has been my heart's desire of truly wanting transformation, not just a transaction. I don't want people to just buy my book. I want them to truly have a transformational experience. I want them to write in the margins. I want them to underline. I want them to come back to it weeks and days and months later